Hey guys, what's up? My name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a very quick 30-minute makeup tutorial for an everyday look. I personally like to wear this every single day to school and to duty in the hospital. And so if you want to achieve this look, please keep on watching. Before I begin, these products are a mix of high-end and drugstore, but that's not really the focus for today. It's more about the application and how to make sure that these products work well to last you until you come home at the end of the day. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna start with putting this on. So to start off, I've already washed my face. So yeah, my face is clean and ready for makeup. So what I like to do first is obviously moisturize. And I use the Aveeno Positively Radiant Daily Moisturizer, SPF 15. And I just do one pump of the, actually no, I do 2 pumps. And don't forget to put it down your neck, all the way down, because you don't want wrinkles. And after that, this already has SPF in it. However, I do want a little bit more. Oh, it's the Mecca Cosmetica Skin Perfecting Vitamin Superior UVA UVB Defense. Basically, it's a sunscreen. So what I like to do is just put a little bit. I don't try to put too much because I already had the Aveeno one. So I just put that much and basically just wipe it across the face. And make sure to not like tug on your skin too much, because in the long run that creates wrinkles. So just try and like be gentle to your face. Forgot my primer. We've put on these 2 products already, and we just let that sit on the face for a little bit. I like to use a little fan. This one's from Miniso, just so that it sinks into the face a tiny bit. So once that is already in the face, I like to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. What's important about this one is I only put it where I need it the most. So you'll see later that I only put it over here and a little bit on like my T-zone, but that's about it. Oh, and maybe a little bit by my chin, but I don't slather it on across my face the same way I did the Aveeno, because I don't need it. For this, I like to put it little by little, just because this one is really clear. You don't see where it's going. So I like to just put that on my middle finger and then just swipe it over. And then I use my other fingers to like disperse the product. And whatever is left I put on my T-zone and down. And then I just mix the rest. So that is that. Alright, so that's moisturizer and primer on. For today, we will be going ahead with eyebrow first, because this takes the longest in the morning. So like 10 minutes for these guys. It looks decent, but it's not always like that. So we're going to fill it in. And the products I'm using is this one by Sunny's Face. So I'm using the Sunny's Face Life Brow in Ash Brown. This thing doesn't autofocus, which is really stressful. And so how I'm applying this is by doing really small strokes rather than doing like those dramatic lines. That doesn't look very natural to me. And so I just do tiny strokes like this and just build it up. That's why it takes me 10 minutes. And this one has a spoolie at the back, and so I like to shape it up and blend the product into my hair. Good enough, right? And to set the brows, I like to use hairspray. I used to use a brow gel, but over time it gets really clumpy and you look like you have white flakes on your eyebrows. So I like to use, which is basically a spoolie. You can get this anywhere, and hairspray. I bought this one in Japan. Ano ba yan? I bought this one in Japan and it works really well, but you can buy any stronghold hairspray. And what I like to do is I like to point it forward and just spray little by little. And then I tilt, so straight on first and then tilt. So you twist it. And then I brush my hair up like this. Come closer. Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. At this point, they're cousins. So brows are done. We're now going to move on to the face, which kind of takes the least amount of time. However, it has the most technique, I would say. So for foundation, I like to use liquid and powder, and you'll see how I do these together. And it works. It lasts me like all day, every day. So we're going to start off with the liquid. The Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I actually mix matte and poreless and dewy and smooth together, mainly because of the shades. This one is really dark and this one is really light, and so I mix these two and it kind of works. With my finger I mix these two like so. What I like to do is just dot it, and I concentrate the foundation on like my cheeks, because that's where I need the most coverage, and I barely put foundation on my forehead ever. And so while that's on my face, I take this brush. This one's from Tarte, but you can use any foundation brush that you like. However, if you are new to foundation, I personally enjoy this type of brush because it's dense, like it's thick, but it's also bouncy, if that makes sense. But we don't use this by itself. We actually use a setting spray. So I learned this from my makeup person, my makeup artist. Oh my god. I learned this from my makeup artist. She would spray the setting spray onto the brush and then apply. So as you're doing it, you're kind of also setting the foundation. So what I like to do is tap rather than swipe, because when you swipe over time, wrinkles. So again, over on this side, I spray again. And so whatever is left, I put on my forehead. And I'm always careful around my eyebrows. And the rest on the chin. Okay, to set this, I'm gonna go back on my powder foundation. This one is by MAC, the Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation. And I learned this from Jackie Aina on YouTube, in which she actually used a powder foundation to set the face. And so for this, I only, again, same with the primer, I only set it where I need to set it. And so I take my powder, and rather than swiping it, I actually just dab like this. And there's a lot of product on there. Same as what I've been doing throughout. I just tap on my skin. I never pull or tug. And again, you don't need to use MAC for this. I used to use a Maybelline for years, and that was really good. And I like to really focus in my under eye because that's where I crease the most. I basically just set where I put the primer, because those are where makeup tends to move the most. Sometimes I like to set my eyes with this as well. And so that's it for the base. It appears relatively seamless and it doesn't look too cakey, which I like, and it feels really light on my skin as well, so I like that. The next thing is pretty much just bronzer. This one is by MAC, but you know, there's so many affordable bronzers out there. The way I did it, I used the broader side and tap on my bronzer, and with that I squeeze, and where it's hollow over there I connect it up to where my ear starts, and that's where I put the bronzer. So as you can see, I'm very gentle with my bronzer as well, just because I want it to be very like airbrushed. I don't like harsh lines. And so once that's down, I like to blend up. And then on the other side again, tap, tap. So done my bronzer on both sides, and whatever's left I like to just put on my jawline, because I don't have a jawline anymore. I blend in circular motions so that I don't get those harsh lines. If you just go like this, you'll be able to see a really like straight line, whereas if you blend it, it diffuses the product like so. And so where you see this brush, I like to use the tip to do my nose contour. So just that corner over there, and I go from my eyebrow down to my nose. I try to do it really lightly. And if it looks too much for you, just take your foundation and just blot it. And so this is basically what I do in the mornings at home, because if I'll be completely honest with you, I don't like to wake up super early to do all of my makeup at home. And so I split it into two parts. This first part I do here in my room, and the second part, which is my blush and my eyes, I do in the car on the way to school. So again, as I've said, my base is down, it's good to go, it's set. So you can always spray some setting spray. But to be honest, I don't really do this as often. This combo stays in really well with the primer and the setting spray on the brush. Now for the face and the car, I like to take the same bronzer and give a wash to my eyes. I just take it and I just go in. And where I want more concentration, I'll take my finger, rub it on the product, and then just swipe it where I want that heavy color to be. I take my eyelash curler and my mascara, and that's it for my eyes. And what I like to do as I'm curling my eyelashes is I like to move it up so the curl goes out. It's not just like a ding ding, you know? I actually like to take my time in this in the car, because I'll be wriggling around and stuff. So I'd like to be very careful. You know how you have your favorite eyebrow and your favorite eyelash? This is my favorite eyebrow and this is my favorite eyelash. I go with my mascara. This one is a Lash Sensational by Maybelline, and basically just go for it. Again, I'll be doing this in the car, and so I'm very careful when I do it. But you see how that just makes my eye appear more alive, like I got it together when I really don't. Maybelline! And the last two things is just blush and lips. For blush, I like to use the Too Faced Love Flush Your Love Is King. It's a little bit expensive, but it is worth it because it does last all day. So what I like to do is just tap it twice, tap off the excess, and where I put my bronzer, I just put the blush right on top. So yeah, I look crazy. Do the other side. And again, I don't rub, I kind of just, you know, dust it on. And I actually like to take a little bit of my blush and put it on my nose. For this, I take the tip of my angled brush, you dip it on there, on your nose. I put it there. And then on the button as well. And also, I don't put mascara at the bottom eyelashes because I don't really have any eyelashes there, so I just leave it. And finally, for lips, I like to take my finger and I just take off whatever is on there. And I take my lip balm. This one is by Burt's Bees. And then I take this one by Black, BLK. The one by Ann Curtis from the Philippines. This one is Mocha, and I like to just dab it on my lips. And yeah, I think that's it. Sometimes I like to add in gloss. This one is also by Black or BLK Cosmetics in Diamond, but honestly, for most days, that's it. Again, this makeup look, all in all, takes 30 minutes. 20 minutes or 15 minutes at home to do my base on my eyebrows, a bit of bronzer, and then another 15 minutes in the car just to do my eyes, my eyelashes, my blush, and my lips. This is my first time back in a really long time, and I really enjoyed filming this. So if you want to suggest video ideas for me to do or makeup looks inspired by other people, please comment down below. I'll be doing more of this in the future. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.